My ex-husband was certain he could steal our daughter's trust fund and get away with it, but he had no idea that a 13-year-old girl had already prepared a lesson for him that would follow him for the rest of his life. That morning I did what I always did on a workday. Made coffee, locked the door of my small suburban house, and drove to the hospital administration office where I had worked for the past 8 years. Life wasn't like Instagram. My 401k wasn't as large as it should have been. The mortgage still had years left. I had only finished paying off my student loans a few years earlier. I thought carefully before spending every dollar. That's why when the notification from the bank arrived, my hands froze for a moment. $50,000 had been withdrawn from Emily's trust fund. I looked at the screen again, then a third time. The money was really gone. I didn't react immediately. I never do. Anger is the weapon of bad chess players. I returned home. Emily was sitting at the kitchen table doing homework. At 13, she was quieter and more observant than most adults. I placed the bank statement in front of her. She glanced at it once. Was it him? She asked. He nodded. By him, she meant my ex-husband, Jack. Years earlier, the court had granted him limited access to trust fund matters because he was Emily's father. Perhaps the judge believed a father would never gamble with his daughter's future. Jack thought differently. New photos kept appearing on his Instagram. A new SUV. A new boat. Trips to Las Vegas. Expensive restaurants. In reality, he was drowning in debt. His credit cards were maxed out. His business was losing money. Yet he continued pretending to be successful. Emily stayed silent. Then she said, I think he believes we won't do anything. Maybe, I replied. A faint smile crossed her face. Good. That was when I realized she was planning something. Over the following weeks, I met with an attorney. Collected bank records. Obtained court documents. Everything legally. Every step documented. Every date recorded. Meanwhile, Emily was playing her own game. Quietly. Without announcing it. I didn't ask questions. Sometimes the best plans are built in silence. Thanksgiving was approaching. Jack invited the family over. He wanted to show off his new house. I knew he would display his success. And I knew that would be the perfect place for the final move. That evening, everyone gathered. The dining room smelled of holiday food. People laughed. Pictures were taken. Jack told stories about his successful life. Hard work pays off, he said proudly. Some people looked impressed. Others nodded. I remained silent. So did Emily. Then Jack began talking about his new home theater, his boat, his investments. The more he talked, the louder the room became. Then Emily stood up. Every eye turned toward her. Jack smiled. What is it, princess? Emily placed a small envelope on the table. I brought something for you. People smiled. Jack opened the envelope. Inside was a card. It looked ordinary, but printed on it was a QR code. Jack's smile remained. What's this? Scan it. Emily answered. He pulled out his phone. Scanned the code. The page opened. His face changed instantly. Silence spread through the room. The QR code led to a secure webpage. A page Emily had created with help from her school's computer club. Legal documents, bank transfers, court records, the trust fund withdrawals, and the dates of purchases made during the same period. Everything organized in perfect order. No accusations, just facts. At the bottom was a single sentence. This was my college money. Jack fell silent. His wife looked at the screen, then looked again. His brother took the phone, then his mother. No one spoke. Only the faint sound of breathing filled the room. Jack looked at me. You did this. I shook my head. No. Then I looked at Emily. This was her work. Jack stared at his daughter. Perhaps for the first time he realized that children see everything. Emily's voice was calm. You thought I wouldn't understand. Silence. I understood. The silence deepened. And I wanted everyone else to understand too. No one defended him. Because facts don't need arguments. The following week, all the documents were submitted to the court. The bank launched an investigation. Jack was forced to return the money. Court supervision became even stricter. There was no dramatic arrest. No screaming. No public scene. Just consequences. Legal. Clear. Permanent. A few months later, I was sitting on my front porch one evening. Emily was working on a school project. My phone displayed another 401k update. Life had returned to normal. Bills. Work. Groceries. Ordinary days. But one thing had changed. Wherever Jack went, people remembered what happened. Not because someone had accused him, but because his own daughter had simply presented the truth. The best chess players never make noise. They simply make a move that leaves their opponent with no good moves left. And in this game, the final move was made by a 13-year-old girl.